Hi, everybody. This is the last episode of Retention Zone in 2024. And I wanted to a bit reflect of this last year, which has been quite busy, super engaged with everything about subscription monetization and retention, but also a year where streaming saw a lot of things happening. At the end of the day, if you summarize, I think the year is Netflix in streaming is doing well. And everybody else is trying to catch up in the end. There's been a lot of aggregation. I also want to take the occasion to talk for once about Cleeng. They're the presenting partner of Retention Zone and co-founder. On one end, they're very unintrusive as presenting partner. They normally don't want to appear too much. But I have to say that working with them has been great also for this year. And they have done a lot of cool stuff this year with a lot of new clients. Also introduce, which is the part that always fascinates me more, 2 new products, if you want feature or side. The first one is ChurnIQ Studio, which is if you want the dashboard, the personalized dashboard side of things with 80 metrics. So for one like me that I spend a lot of nights trying to move huge amount of a gigabyte of data between BigQuery database and creating manually crazy dashboard after having reanalyzed, normalized data. The fact that I can have a point and click interface where all the metrics available are already there, already pre-analyzed. I think it's a very good feature, this one. And
ChurnIQ Studio lets different teams tailor analytics beyond the templated dashboards to their unique needs. Using its filters, different teams can create unique dashboards based on team or role, build custom KPIs depending on the strategic requirements, explore 80+ data dimensions without any limitations, visualize any metrics and add forecasts and targets. ChurnIQ Studio offers unparalleled access to user data segmentation that anyone can use. It enables team members to easily track subscriber behavior, from purchase patterns and upsell performance to retention improvements. They can group viewers by specific attributes and create custom cohorts to evaluate the effectiveness of their strategies, empowering them to make impactful decisions.
And the second one is the ChurnIQ AI-ssistant, which is using the power of AI to create an interface that makes it super easy, even for the non-techie or the non-dashboard freaks like I am, to get what you need in a simple way and also iterate on that, which I think is very fascinating. I think these kind of interfaces are now extremely popular with people, at least for those using AI tools like I do a lot. So this is also, I've tested both of them for some time with demos with them. I'm super hyped about it. And I think this is out of beta in January, so not yet publicly available, but I tried it and it's really cool.
ChurnIQ Studio lets different teams tailor analytics beyond the templated dashboards to their unique needs. Using its filters, different teams can create unique dashboards based on team or role, build custom KPIs depending on the strategic requirements, explore 80+ data dimensions without any limitations, visualize any metrics and add forecasts and targets. ChurnIQ Studio offers unparalleled access to user data segmentation that anyone can use. It enables team members to easily track subscriber behavior, from purchase patterns and upsell performance to retention improvements. They can group viewers by specific attributes and create custom cohorts to evaluate the effectiveness of their strategies, empowering them to make impactful decisions.
So from our side, what we did is we add 44 episodes, basically weekly, except for the summer break. And let's have a quick look at who was so kind to spend time with us. So we started the year with Stuart Hugh from 24i, then Sébastien Adou from France. So we discussed a lot of what happened with the media rights in France and more. And then we went in the MENA region with James Wormsley at Todd, Bean Media Group. A lot of lessons learned from their side, interesting market. And then Alan Walk one of the most respected, I would say, journalist, strategist in our area, in the streaming area in the US, from the US, with a lot of stories about Churner and similar things. Then back to the MENA region with Jan Colletier, who has quite a view. He explained a bit the market there, the ecosystem, which I didn't know about. Then back to the US with Titus Bicknell, a big experience, especially from the product side of the streaming and outgoing customer from a product side point of view. Then someone that really created an OTT in niche sport and had a lot of lessons learned to share, Kirill Megav. Colin Morrison, I would say a veteran in the streaming space. And then Yannick Ramke, not a veteran, but a very expert young OneFootball head of OTT. So super interesting understanding what they're doing there. And then we did a recap. And Andreas Eiden, ex-Bundesliga, now at Dyn. So a new OTT streaming in sports in Germany. The first year it's just passed, so a lot of learnings there too. Kieran Quinn, we did a lot together in streaming, Olympics, and a lot more. So it was a nice chat with Kieran. And then David Winan, Cowboy Channel, which has been sold just recently. So fascinating, super niche, specific US sport. Christy Tanner, a lot of, if you want, stories from the CBS era to what she's doing now, which is super interesting. And then we were at NAB in Vegas in April, and we met a lot of people. We listened to a lot of good chat, and we kind of sensed the vibe there. Alessandro Tucci, 11 Networks, and then absorbed by DAZN. So an interesting, from Italy for once, story in streaming there. Jonas Engvall, CEO of Bedrock Streaming, who's in a, if you want, the streaming arm, at the tech arm of a big group. So very good experience there. Magnus Svensson, a consultant in the streaming space with a lot of, I would say, deep understanding about all the area of retention. Doug Shapiro, another very prominent US analyst, strategist, storyteller in streaming. Then we did the recap, and then we were in New York at the Real-Time Fan Engagement Summit with my friends at Ably, with Amazon, AWS, and it was a good way to talk retention on a different angle with a lot of people. Then back to MENA with Noah Jadallah, who had a very unique perspective of how you drive retention from a pure content point of view. Roger Pitton, quite an experienced consultant now in Switzerland in streaming, and from Australia, Tim Armstrong at Nova Entertainment. A lot of story from there. How the market is, if you want, different there. Alex Hogan. Clearly, Amazon Prime Video is a great story, so it was fascinating to hear from him. Matt Collier, we did things together in the Olympic ecosystem, and especially I think the way he built the last streaming service he was working on. It was good proper marketing direct to consumer point of view. And then I wrote 12 questions for the streaming revolution, trying to see the consensus of what's going on in streaming. And Thierry Fautier was from California. Was really nice to spend 2 episodes with me going through each single question and analyze it together. It was a fun double episode. And then Lokesh Tiwari, one of Cleeng, Newsmax CTO, very deep analysis on how they're doing, how they're switching, from cable to direct to consumer. Super fascinating story. Damien Organ, Cleeng head of product, presenting the latest, and we'll talk about it later, feature in the product suite of Cleeng. And then we were at IBC. IBC was really good. I had a mix of working on the floor, conferences, but we did retention zone live. So we did this event where almost 100 people came, and we had to change venue the last minute in Amsterdam. Luckily, it is Amsterdam, so it's easy. It's possible to change the venue the last week. And we did a panel with multiple people there. We did 1 or 2 presentations, also from analysts. And at the end, Gilles de Martigny, the CEO of Cleeng, did a very good visionary piece on the future of streaming and retention. So it was really a fun IBC, I have to say. And then Jai Stong with a quite a story about bundling services, and it's a very fascinating episode. Chris Tanner again, because there were a lot of development in the channels that she's managing now in Fast, and women's sport. So it was good to have her back. Martin, founder at 24i, now a serial entrepreneur. Martin van Horsen. Josh Walker, Sport Innovation Lab, and the founding father of the concept of the fluid fan. So analyzing specifically in sport how you retain fan in streaming and beyond that. Really good episode. Hugo Sharman spent time together at Delta Thread, and he was at MMG, so a long experience in streaming, and we went through a lot of the things that we see together. And then we were at Sportel Monaco, and I did an episode on the beach in Monaco, from the beach in Monaco, on content. And for the 50th episode, we decided to do a panel. A panel? It was a show, because we took 3 questions and we debated the 3 questions for 30 minutes. It was a very active episode. I think we should do it again. And then Alexandre, we spent a long time. He's a product guy. He worked at UEFA for clubs. He had a startup, so he's very opinionated on certain things related to how to retain fans in sport. Then back from episode 1, the idea to talk again to Nick Meacham from Sports Pro, to analyze what was going on, what has happened in this year, and super interesting episode with Jo Redfern from Kids Sport. She has a lot of content to share. It was super interesting episode, really. And then we spent some time just recently after the Netflix fight and everything that happened in streaming, with some issues there, but also huge numbers in concurrent in the US and globally. So it was a talk show, as he liked to call it, with Joachim Bergman, who's the CEO of Cleeng, but also a veteran with a lot of experience in streaming. And we try to, if you want, remove all the noise and just state the facts and look a bit ahead, because now in a week there will be the Christmas games for NFL and Netflix. So I think, at least from my side, I will be very curious to see how that goes, and also in general seeing the stuff after what is happening there. And the last one was with Kalan Jamili, who was, when I met him, the CEO of New Lion. That was also a good episode of trying to observe the evolution of a streaming ecosystem, which we both live from, in a certain time, competing positions, but that was also fascinating, this episode. So, by the way, Cleeng will be at CES at the beginning of January with their people, and I'm sure we will meet again at many of the events in 2025. So, if I look forward to 2025, I think it will be again another fascinating year for streaming. More and more certain the maturity will bring aggregation, will also bring new ventures, I think. So, and retaining customer and fighting churn will not be much easier. I think we need to be smarter and smarter, have smarter tools, use AI where it makes sense and provides value, and use our own insights and intelligence to move forward. Have a nice festive holidays season, and see you on the other side of the year. Ciao.